Hi everyone, I'm DeFi Sai. Today's video is an update on what's happened today at the Avalanche Summit in Buenos Aires. I'm going to talk about Avalanche's largest ever upgrade, what this means, and also some news that's starting to come out of the event. I also managed to find out what the 9000 in Avalanche 9000 actually means. If you want to know, stick around. I'm not at the event sadly, so this is for all the people like me stuck at home or wherever you are with a bit of FOMO, or if you're in Buenos Aires and busy at the various talks and events, you can catch up on what you might have missed. On that note, if you are at the event and have anything interesting that you want to share with me, drop me a line. I'd love to hear what's happening from people on the ground, so I'll be crediting all stories. So please send me anything. I'm active on X. My handle is at DeFi_Sai, link in the description. I'm going to be doing this daily and also posting regular content about crypto, NFTs, meme coins, DeFi, Sai, etc. with a focus on the Avalanche blockchain. So please like and subscribe if you're interested in this type of news. So, the big news is the full announcement about Avalanche 9000. So what is this? It's Avalanche's largest ever upgrade, and how will this work? First, here's an overview of how Avalanche works. At the core of the system is the primary network. Then layer ones working as sovereign blockchains. These have interchain messaging, which is what connects the layer ones to all the network and to each other. That's essentially how the Avalanche blockchain works in a nutshell. So this was all explained during the keynote speech. It was started off by John Wu, who's the business development head at Avalanche. He started the talk. He spoke about the history and how we can look to a new way of entrepreneurialism, and Web3 can be the place to start. This is basically because you can build upon what others have already built. So to start with, he spoke about how Avalanche is looking to be the place where people build, and that's going to be the way to start a business, or for entrepreneurs to find somewhere to build something. So we're based on the Avalanche blockchain. And when you're doing that, it follows the following steps, which is different from the traditional ways of starting and funding a business. So when you build on Avalanche, you're already building on a substrate that already exists. So there's a good solid foundations there. You can continue building, you can raise more money later on in different ways by issuing a utility token, which also gains you users. These users have an interest to promote you. You then turn your user into a fan, and this means that your business or whatever you're doing can go viral very quickly. So you get to market faster, build a product faster, and the growth tools are your token, there's novel organizational structure, and also your community. So this shows there's a great path to follow when you build an Avalanche. Then Emin, the founder of Avalanche, took the stage. He first off told an amazing story about how his family had to flee their home as the Greeks came to Turkey. They found out through the navy they were coming to kill them. They had to flee instantly and literally leave the breakfast on the table and all their belongings. So this links into how he's now passionate about protecting your assets from the state, etc., and blockchain technology. He then went on to talk briefly about the history of crypto, so from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Solana and to Avalanche. He spoke about how Avalanche solves the problems of Bitcoin and Ethereum, i.e. they are not made for scaling, which makes them slow and expensive to run multiple projects on, and how because of the tech and the way that Avalanche is built, this solves them problems, that it's super fast, it's got near instant finality, which is essentially the time it takes to complete any given transaction. He spoke about the reason for this, which is basically the way that Avalanche is built, in that it can have multiple chains all operating differently. Different systems working differently, but they can also interchange and interconnect with each other. It means that each chain can have its own unique set of rules, and he spoke about how each of these chains that you build, these are essentially your own layer one versus other chains where what you're doing is you're having a layer two built on top of a layer one. So the take home of this is that basically Avalanche is bringing the best tech to the space, and they're going to use it to elevate the people that use the platform. So for me, what's important about this is how that affects end users, i.e. the people that are going to be using blockchain technology. And I'm not just talking about you, people that are into crypto, I'm talking about people we want to onboard, so everyone. So people that basically don't know or don't care what a blockchain is, they don't care about the tech, they just want something that's fast, it's cheap and safe. This type of tech and this type of end user point is what's going to get people using blockchain for me. People that don't even know they're using blockchain, in much the same way that people use Facebook, Twitter, any site every day. They don't even know they're interacting with Web3, or they don't care basically. They just want to speak to each other, share photos, look at memes or whatever. So they just want what they're doing to work for what they want it to do. So we have to make the blockchain something that works for me, you, your mum, your nan, anyone. That is what Avalanche 9000 does. So at the core of Avalanche 9000 has been the ACP77, the Avalanche Community Proposal. There's been lots of debate around this, and the idea is basically to make Avalanche more accessible to developers. And the aim of what Avalanche are trying to do is delivering what others are promising. So Emin also spoke about and linked this to how previously it was always difficult to build a website. In the olden days, you had to have developer knowledge, deal with the tech, etc. This all changed when WordPress came out. It allowed people to build websites easily. Then Shopify came, which meant you could build e-commerce sites easily. What they want Avalanche 9000 to do is to do this for assets and blockchains. So it's going to provide the missing economic layer for people looking to build on the blockchain. So as a dev getting started on Avalanche, what does this mean? It means you have the freedom to build whatever you want. You've got your own chain, your own rules, your own EVM. It also gives you the freedom to interconnect with other applications. So you've got interchain messaging, token transfer, so everything can work seamless together. All in all, it gives you the freedom to determine your own financial destiny. So every validator, when they first started a site on Avalanche, if they launched their own layer one, they used to have to put 2,000 AVAX, which at launch, back in the day, years ago, was great because Avalanche was super cheap. Now, Avalanche is much more expensive, so fronting 2,000 is a hell of a lot. So 9,000 is going to address this. It's going to be free to launch on testnet, and running an L1 will only require a nominal fee of 1.33 AVAX per month. This will also be scalable as you grow on the site. There's also going to be a community-driven program called Avalanche 9000, which is $40 million to help people building. So the Avalanche community are going to decide on this. You're going to get retroactive funding as you meet different milestones. So this should again help bring widespread adoption to Avalanche as more people build more projects on there and bring in essentially new users and that widespread adoption for real-world application, which is super important. This leads us nicely into another announcement which they said, so based on the huge success of Avalanche Play Off the Grid, there are more announcements, so people using things like Avalanche 9000 to build great products. So let's look at that. One announcement that came out was that Faraway GG are building a custom layer one on top of the Avalanche blockchain for gaming. This goes on top of the Play Off the Grid. Faraway GG is the home of Shatterline, Villains, Robots Battle Royale, HVMTL, and Legends of the Mara, and many, many more games. So again, this is more real-world adoption. It's coming because of Avalanche 9000. The fact that it's easier to build on there's a lot more users going to be coming. So this is real-world adoption and a great step in the sector of blockchain gaming. There's a link also you can do to sign up to the wish list for the giveaway, and you can become one of 5 tiers of new launches, etc. that are going to be coming on there. You'll be getting advantage items at game launch. So if you want to sign up for that, I will pop the link in my description below. This comes on top of the Play Off the Grid, which I spoke about in my weekly update. So if you want to know more on that, flick back to my videos and watch my weekly update where I explained all about Play Off the Grid and how that's driving real-world adoption to the Avalanche blockchain. I'm hoping there's going to be lots more announcements coming up over the next few days as the summit really kicks in. All the announcements start coming out from the various events, etc. So if you do want to see much more announcements, like and subscribe, and I'll be posting all the announcements as they come. Now, this does also tie into something that got my attention. So I listened to an interview with Grad, who's the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer from Avalanche. And he was asked questions about who was going to be coming to Avalanche and blockchain. And he didn't give a specific answer, but what he did mention that was important was that he knows there's a lot more governments now that are being much more open to crypto, but are restrained by the budgets, etc. You're talking governments, entire countries, so they don't want to spend money on something that's super expensive to adopt. It's a new technology. However, he was saying that many more governments now are becoming much more open to blockchain technology. Now, this got my attention in particular because obviously Avalanche 9000 is now aiming to lower that barrier of entry and make the costs much more accessible. Now, he was pressed on which governments and countries in particular he's been speaking to or he knows of, but this was an answer that he wouldn't give. However, he did say that he's very excited by Argentina, which also links into the fact that the summit for Avalanche is in Argentina. So Argentina are also placing themselves as world leaders for adopting blockchain technology and crypto. He also mentioned something very exciting, that Emin is speaking at an event on Saturday, which is called Tech Forum, and that event also there is the Argentinian president. I don't know, could this be some kind of announcement? So it just got me thinking, if there's ever going to be an announcement that a whole nation or a whole country is adopting blockchain technology in a serious way, and if it's the Avalanche conference, could they be building on Avalanche? So just let that sink in for a minute. A whole country, a nation, a government adopting blockchain technology, and that chain could be the Avalanche blockchain. That would be huge, not just for Avalanche, for anyone in Avalanche, for the whole sector. And things like this, even just being linked with this, is amazing. And it's all what's going to do something I speak about a lot, which is bringing on the great rotation to the red chain. On that point, another thing that helps bring the great rotation are meme coins. The biggest meme coin on Avalanche is Cock. So like them or love them, meme coins are here to stay. They're great adopters, they drive adoption, they bring new users to a chain, they bring guys to a chain, and with that brings liquidity. So Cock, as the biggest one on Avalanche, is a market leader. Now, we know they're planning to launch Cocknet, which is going to be their own layer one, and it's going to be built on Avalanche. So for me, this is going to be one of the catalysts that really sparks interest and subsequent liquidity flows into the Avax ecosystem, into the largest meme coin, which is COC, and then into other meme coins and altcoins from that. So what will be good about this is that once COCnet is launched, it will allow COC holders to stake and therefore earn on their COC, because they can stake as validators, which will be huge for lovers of passive income like I am. Any of you DeFi DJs out there that like passive income, this one's for you. It's also going to allow people to build their own chains on top of COC, which will probably mean using COC as the token for gas, which will make it super deflationary, which is an amazing thing. So that's why this tweet by Dano works for COC Media. He's also the guy who does the infographics for all the COC and keeps everyone updated, so this really caught my eye. So during the week, he met up with the team from GoGoPool. GoGoPool are the team that are building COCnet, and what he took away, he confirmed after the meeting that 2 points. So number one is that these guys are awesome, so he really liked them, which is good to know that the guys that are building it are good guys. He also confirmed that COCnet is built and ready to roll, which is super, super exciting and amazing news for anyone on Avalanche, anyone on COC especially, and anyone into your memes. So if I do find out any more on this, I will update you on it and keep you posted on anything I find out. Now, I did also promise to reveal what the 9000 in Avalanche 9000 actually means, because there's been a lot of confusion on it, a lot of people asking what it is. So, apparently it comes from a Japanese anime. That anime was called the anime cartoon was called Dragon Ball Z. Now in this, one of the main characters has an exclamation when he finds out about how big something is. He uses an exclamation and says, that's bigger than 8,000. So when it was translated from Japanese into English for the US and the UK markets, it was actually mistranslated. And instead of it saying that is bigger than or larger, more than 8,000, it said bigger than 9,000. So when the team at Ava Labs were explaining to Avery, who works for Ava Labs, I think is in charge of social media if I'm right, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, I will double check that. When he was told about how big Avalanche 9000 was going to be, before he knew the name of it, he exclaimed, wow, that's amazing, that's bigger than 9,000. And that is where the 9000 comes from, as the name stuck. And now that's why we're all talking about Avalanche 9000. So I hope you've enjoyed this update. If you do like this type of content, I'm DeFi Sai. I work as a digital nomad. I do a lot of work in the Avalanche blockchain space. I have a business that creates designs and manufactures clothing for counterculture, so music, etc. I also do a hell of a lot of work with a lot of crypto projects. So I create merch, designs, concepts for a lot of crypto projects, especially those on the Avalanche blockchain. I currently work as the artist in residence / featured brand for NF Treasure. I'm also an artist in residence for Avalanche under the Avalanche program, and I post regular content like this, updates on what I'm up to, how I got to where I am, designs that I'm working on, etc. Also, regular updates in the crypto space. So if you like this kind of news and information, please like and subscribe to my videos, and I will keep you updated. And that's it for now. I'm going to be posting much more regular content from the Avalanche Summit, keeping everyone updated on what's going on, any announcement. So yeah, like and subscribe. Peace out and good vibes.